Quando uma empresa percebe que inovar também é estabelecer parcerias estratégicas, ela faz a diferença. CNI e Sebrae apresentam Inovar é Fazer. 22 casos de inovação de pequenas, médias e grandes empresas. Entrevista com lideranças.
Innovation for me is being able to project an unforeseen need and to provide the solution for that need. It can be de novo creation, it can be integration, but the key issue is to be able to foresee what will be required down the road. The case that we've put forward for this item is based on yield enhancement of eucalyptus. It comes from a fundamental discovery that we made that if you can change the way the cell divides, then you can influence the rate of plant growth. So a plant cell has a rigid cell wall made up of sugars and compounds, polymers called lignins. In order for the plant to grow and divide, that cell wall needs to relax in a very organized fashion. The cell then expands, divides, and then the cell wall reforms. We found a group of proteins that we can express inside the plant cell that can influence the speed with which this relaxation and reformation takes place. The first protein that we're actually putting forward for regulatory approval here in Brazil is what's called an endoglucanase. This is a plant enzyme that's found in all plants. We isolated this enzyme from a particular plant, a plant called Arabidopsis thaliana, and we overexpress the gene for this enzyme in the eucalyptus plants. The protein is very, very similar to the eucalyptus protein. It's almost impossible to distinguish these two proteins, but this very subtle overexpression of the protein allows the eucalyptus cell to divide faster and to then basically to cause the tree to grow faster. So we can accelerate growth with these proteins in this first generation of technology by about 20%. So you need less land, less resources. You can bring these trees closer to the mill, which means less transport costs. So overall, we think this is a major contribution to environmental sustainability, besides, in addition, its socioeconomic benefits. As we deploy commercially, then we will see benefit. We get payout at planting, we get payout at harvest. So this will spread. We're looking to ultimately do technology licensing agreements to increase the income. We're looking to spread this to other plant species in order to monetize it. And obviously there will be an economic impact internally here in Suzano. Suzano has about 438,000 hectares of planted eucalyptus. So the ultimate aim is to move this technology and the second generation and third generation technologies that we're developing behind this progressively into Suzano's forests to give impact to Suzano. That impact has multiple facets. It has a direct impact in terms of tree growth, so more wood from less land. If you're using less land, there is a saving on planting cost, maintenance cost. If you're using less land, you can bring your forests closer to your mills, so there is a saving in terms of transportation cost. Transportation cost saving also has an environmental impact. The less you have to transport, the less carbon you are putting out into the atmosphere. So all of these issues have multiple economic impacts. I think that's a first key that institutions need to understand, that academic deliverables and industrial deliverables are different. And you need an organization that knows how to take the good from the academic environment and to be able to turn that into the reproducible, high standard product that you need in the industrial environment. So I think there's definitely room. We have succeeded in doing agreements here in Brazil. We've also seen an increase in our own internal innovation here in Brazil. So I see positive developments, but I think there is still a way to go. And I think that Brazil could learn from models abroad in terms especially of the academic private enterprise interface and that smooth handover of technology from one to the other.
Em cada negócio existem muitos caminhos para inovar. Escolha o seu. Conheça outros casos de inovação acessando o portal da CNI.